Hi, and welcome to UTverse Unplugged. We're glad you're here today. Today we're going to dig into a little bit of security kind of stuff, particularly going to talk about HIPAA and FERPA and what's the PII or something like that, and what they have to do with UTverse, or what they shouldn't have to do with UTverse. So I'm going to turn this over to Mark. You know where we're going with this. Mark, tell us about it.
Okay. Well, I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
So I can't speak as a lawyer.
Okay.
But we'll let UTverse be our lawyer today. No.
I like that even better. Yeah.
I'm only kidding. You cannot use UTverse as your own lawyer because it may make stuff up. So we got to be careful.
Yeah, I've seen it do that before.
So HIPAA, FERPA, PII, which is personal identifiable information. That includes social security numbers, phone numbers,
credit card numbers, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Those type of things. You got to be very careful how you deal with it with UTverse or any kind of AI.
Okay.
So before we get into that, have you heard about some problems from other companies?
I've not, like ChatGPT and things like that. No.
Yeah. A few days ago, actually, I've had it to where it changed my input prompt. And it changed it to something completely different, something I didn't ask. And then it was automatically generating that response back. So I had made this very long prompt.
Right. And
then it's replaced it with creates, I think it's like teddy bears or something, images of teddy bears or something like that.
Good grief, to the prompt you had already entered. Okay.
So it completely replaced that. Wow. And then I got a response back of an image being generated of the teddy bears or whatnot. So I've seen these hearsays of this happening once in a while for ChatGPT service, right? This has never happened onto UTverse, so it's a good. That's a good thing. Good thing, and a good reason to use UTverse instead.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the streams can cross.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that people's information is secure as possible, right? And so we've gone through meticulous layers of security.
Okay.
We've gone through a lot of validations for the user. We made sure that there's encryption where there needs to be encryption, and all of that. So we go through a lot of process to ensure the security of everything. So you would think that with all of this, couldn't you just put in credit card information into UTverse and think that nothing of it?
I don't know. I'm skittish about putting anything personal in an AI. Yes. I like the AI, but I don't know if I trust it that much.
Yeah. So, if it goes rogue, then it's got your credit card number.
Yeah, it's got my info. It'll be buying all kind of stuff.
Well, in a way, yes, it's secure enough in those regards to protect all this information.
Yeah.
It could protect you for HIPAA, FERPA, whatever it is, HIPAA, FERPA, and PII, all those things.
Yeah, all those letters.
That's the technical side of it, right? But it's not certified, and we, as a general. I think it's a UT thing or maybe a UTK thing. I'm not too sure. I think it's the whole of UT. There's like a general guideline or policy or a guideline to where you shouldn't be using the cloud for any of those information that falls into those categories, right? It's kind of like a blanket statement.
Yeah.
So we don't have the approval to just put in this kind of information. So what kind of information would that be?
Yeah, I would think it'd be things like personal information, maybe students' names or staff members' names, any kind of personal identifiable material. Yeah, I would think we need to not use in the AI. I know when I'm using the AI, I try to stay I started to say very general. I want to get the information that I need.
You're right.
But I'm still going to stay really general. I'm not going to tell it my address. I'm not going to tell it my social security number for sure. I'm not going to give it any of this information because anything that can incriminate me later, I don't want it on there. Because the thing about, we've all learned about the internet is once it's on the internet, it's there forever and ever.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about UTverse, right? I mean, there's information that stays there for a certain period of time, but then it gets deleted.
Okay.
None of the information that is posted onto UTverse actually is used for training the AI.
So it stays right there.
So it stays right there. So if you're using another service, could be Google's AIs or OpenAI's AIs, and any other services, right? They may be using consuming your information for training purposes. They may be monitoring it with real people just to, see if it's responded correctly or whatnot. That's invasion of your privacy, but there's nothing you can do about it, right?
Wow. So another good reason to use UTverse.
And then there's all the data brokers out there where data is the most important thing right now. It's gold.
No kidding.
So when you start putting in, your life story and whatever, that life story now becomes available to every data broker that they sell that information to.
Thus, you start getting phone calls. You want to buy this bridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of really nice to have UTverse, because UTverse is in a sandbox environment, right?
Okay.
It doesn't go out anywhere. We don't sell your information, we don't consume it for training and whatever, right? And so there's that extra layer of privacy and security.
Yeah.
So it sounds really nice, but you can't still put in FERPA or HIPAA or PII. When you were mentioning the PII thing earlier, I was totally thinking, in the future, there'll be a robot Steve Chastain where, you open up the face and there's the robot, and then I can't tell the difference between the two, like an 80s sci-fi movie.
Maybe I am now. You just don't know where the hinge is.
So you got to be very careful of what you put on there, even though that, it's not just for the reason of following policy. It's what happens if, we get hacked by Russia or China or whatever. There's always some foreign entity trying to break in and, do this or that. And that's why we follow the best practices and make sure that all the information is secure and safe. But what if that happens?
Yeah.
We don't want anybody to be, feel like they've been compromised.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Knock on wood that, for that never happening, but it's just kind of like we want that extra layer of protection.
I think that's smart.
And it doesn't matter if it's UTverse or anywhere else. We highly recommend to never ever put that kind of information out there.
So just keep it general.
And just keep it general.
Keep it general. Don't put personal stuff on there, whether it's our UTverse or whether it's another company's.
Yes.
Just stay general. Stay safe.
Yes.
And okay.
Yeah. And in the help section, we'll go over to the new help section, and
this help section is amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. If you scroll in the general. Welcome to UTverse, getting started, right? At the bottom, it talks to you a little bit about
There's a whole section on it. Yeah.
You can click on these modules about data privacy, and it's posted here and there around UTverse, right? And perhaps there'll be ways for us to actually, actively monitor this in the back end to make sure that it gets censored.
Right.
But right now we're not there. But it's just kind of like, make sure that you know where to get the information. If this changes, it'll be listed here.
Right.
Because you never know. We might have a UTverse for research.
Right.
Where if you enable that feature, or enrolled into that feature, then it becomes, in-house, entirely in-house.
But that's down the road. That's not now.
It's not now, but I'm saying maybe in months or a year from now, if that happens. And so, but until then,
good information.
We don't put in FERPA, don't put HIPAA, don't put PIIs, don't, just keep it as general as possible if you can. If you want to put in your own name in there, that's up to you. If you want to put in your own personal life story in there, that's up to you.
I said to Mark a minute ago, it's self-incrimination.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to leave my name out.
Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, it's just follow, common sense.
There you go.
Common
There's
sense
the bottom line right there.
Bottom line.
Yep. So there you go. You got the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. We're glad you joined us today. We hope this makes you feel a little more secure with using UTverse. And be sure and check out the help files inside of UTverse. And just do a search on security or FERPA or HIPAA or whatever. And read for yourself, what's available to us and how to be more careful when using the AI. Hope you have a great day. And as always, if you need additional help, please reach out to the OIT Help Desk. We are always ready and willing to help you. Thanks. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.